Good morning all. Myself Shweta Singh, science teacher of standard 10th. Today I am going to start new chapter, that is chapter 10, light, reflection and refraction. The topics and subtopics of this chapter which we are going to discuss: first, that is introduction of light; second, its spherical mirror, reflection and refraction; then next, image formation by spherical mirror; next, uses of spherical mirrors; next, sign convention; then mirror formula and magnification; then next is refraction of light; next, refraction through rectangular glass slab; next, refractive index; then refraction by spherical mirror; then image formation, their uses, lens formula, and last is power of lens. First, we will discuss little about the introduction of light. The electromagnetic radiation that we can see is called visible light. Different sources produce different kinds of light. Light is the fastest known substance in the universe. It travels at about 1,86,000 miles per second, which means it only takes 8 minutes. Listen all of you. It only takes 8 minutes to reach Earth from the Sun, 93 million miles away. The variety of objects in the world around us are visible due to the light which enters into our eyes after its reflection from the object. We cannot see anything in a complete dark place. Then ultimate question that arises is, what is light actually? How can it reaches to our eyes after the reflection from the object? So student, the answer is, light is an electromagnetic radiation which produces sensation in our eyes. It enters our eyes after being transmitted through the transparent medium. Now next is reflection of light. See student, what is reflection of light? It's a phenomena of returning the light from the surface of an object. Student, when a ray of light approaches a smooth polished surface and the light ray bounces back, it is called the reflection of light. The incident light ray which lands upon the surface is said to be reflected off the surface. The ray that bounces back is called the reflected ray. If a perpendicular were to be drawn on reflecting surface, it would be called normal. The figure below shows the reflection of an incident beam on a plane mirror. Here, the angle of incidence and angle of reflection are with respect to normal to the reflective surface. On the basis of this diagram, we are going to recall its laws. The laws of reflection, it's the angle of incidence is always equal to the angle of reflection. If you will see in this figure, you will get that angle I is equal to angle R. Now the second law, the incident ray, the normal to the mirror, at the point of incidence and the reflected ray all lie in the same plane. Okay, it means the normal ray, the incident ray, the reflected ray all lie in the same plane and meet at point of incidence. On the basis of this, or these laws of reflection are applicable to all types of reflecting surfaces, including spherical surfaces. We are familiar with the formation of image by a plane mirror. Now, we will discuss the properties of the image. First, image formed by a plane mirror is always virtual and erect. Next, the size of an image is equal to that of the object. Next, the image formed is as far behind the mirror as the object is in front of it. It means the image distance as well as object distance is same. Now, the next topic which we are going to discuss, that is a spherical mirror, the main and important topic of this chapter. See student, a spherical mirror is a mirror that has the shape of a piece cut out of a spherical surface. It's of two types, that is concave and convex mirror, which we will discuss. Now listen student. If the curved surface of a shining spoon that could be considered as a curved mirror. The most commonly used type of curved mirror is the spherical mirror. The reflecting surface of such mirror that can be considered to form a part of the surface of a sphere. Such mirrors whose reflecting surface are spherical, it's known as a spherical mirror. Now, the reflecting surface of a spherical mirror, it may be curved inwards or outwards. A spherical mirror whose reflecting surface is curved inwards, that is faces towards the center of the sphere, is known as concave mirror. And a spherical mirror whose reflecting surface is curved outward is called a convex mirror. See student, if we understand that the surface of this spoon it's curved inwards, that can be approximated to a concave mirror, and the surface of the spoon that bulged outwards then be or can be approximated to a convex mirror. Now student, in order to study the reflection by spherical mirror, we need to understand the definitions of a few necessary terms, which are, first is its center of curvature. Center of curvature, the point in the center of the mirror that passes through the curve of the mirror and has the same tangent and curvature at that point. Next is radius of curvature. It's the linear distance between pole and the center of curvature, or we can also say the radius of the sphere shell from which the mirror is curved. It's known as radius of curvature. Next is principal axis, an imaginary line passing through the optical center and the center of curvature of any lens or spherical mirror, or we can also say an imaginary line which passing through pole and center of curvature of mirror is called principal axis of mirror. Next is pole. Now what is pole? The midpoint of any spherical mirror is known as pole, or we can say a center of reflecting surface of a spherical mirror is called pole of the mirror, which is denoted as P, caps P. Now next is aperture. What is aperture? An aperture of a mirror or lens is a point from which the reflection of light actually happens. It also gives the size of the mirror, or you can give the definition simple. The diameter of the reflecting surface of the mirror is known as aperture of the mirror. Now next is principal focus. Principal focus can also be called focal point. It's on the axis of a mirror or lens wherein rays of light, which is parallel to the axis, converge or appear to converge after reflection or refraction, is called principal focus of the mirror. Now next is and last term it's focus. What is focus? It's any given point where light rays parallel to the principal axis will converge after getting reflected from the mirror is known as focus. Now student, before starting of this topic, that is image formation, I am going to discuss few points. Listen carefully all of you. See student, the image of an object which are formed by spherical mirror that can be located by constructing a ray diagrams. For the sake of clarity of any diagram or any ray diagram, it is more convenient to consider only two rays, because at least two rays are required to locate the position of an image of point object. See students, there are four factors, or we can say four properties, and by using all those four properties we can draw any image or any ray diagram of any given object. First is a ray which is parallel to the principal axis. It always passes through the principal focus in case of concave mirror, or it appears to diverge from the principal focus in case of a convex mirror. Okay. Next is a ray which is parallel to the principal axis. A ray which is parallel to the principal axis, it means it always passes through the focus in case of concave mirror as well as convex mirror. But in convex mirror, it refracted or it diverged from the principal focus. Next is, or second property we can say, a ray passing through the principal focus in case of concave mirror which is directed towards the principal focus of a convex mirror. It will emerge parallel to the principal axis. Next is, or third property, a ray passing through the center of curvature of a concave mirror or directed towards the center of curvature of a convex mirror after reflection is reflected back along the same path. And last property, that is, a ray incident obliquely to the principal axis towards pole of a concave or a convex mirror is reflected obliquely follows the laws of reflection. Now, on the basis of that, we are going to discuss all 6 image formation or the ray diagram. See student, first, this one is first one. In this, where the object is placed at infinity. Object is placed at infinity. Now, a ray which is parallel to principal axis, it always passes through the focus. This was the first property now. So we are taking that property only for constructing ray diagram. A ray which is parallel to the principal axis passes through the focus. A ray which is parallel to the principal axis passes through the focus. Where these two rays meet, their only image will form. So where the image is going to be formed? At the focus. Where the image is going to be formed? At constructing ray diagram. A ray which is parallel to the principal axis passes through the focus. A ray which is parallel to the principal axis passes through the focus. Where these two rays meet, their only image will form. So, where the image is going to be formed? At the focus. Where the image is going to be formed? At the focus. Now, what is the nature of an image? The nature of an image is real and inverted. And what is the size of an image? If you will see the figure, it's highly diminished or point-like. Now, the second one. In this, where the object is placed beyond the center of curvature. Now, Same phenomena we have to apply. A ray which is parallel to the principal axis passes through the focus. Okay. A ray which passes through the focus, it goes parallel to the principal axis. So, where these two rays meet, their only image will form. Now, where the image is going to be formed? Between center of curvature and focus. Okay, between center of curvature and focus. What is the nature of an image? It's real and inverted. It's real and inverted. That is B dash, A dash. And what is the size of an image? It's a small or diminished. At the center of curvature. When object is placed at the center of curvature, always the image will form at the center of curvature only. In this, if you will see the rays, see, a ray which is parallel to the principal axis passes through the focus. A ray which passes through the focus, it goes parallel to the principal axis. Where these two rays meet, their only image will form. Where these two rays are going to be meet? At the center of curvature. So the image will form at the center of curvature only. What is the nature of an image? It's real and inverted. And what about the size? Same as object. Got it, bachcho? Now the next is fourth one. In this, where the object is placed. Object is placed between center of curvature and principal focus. See, object is placed between center of curvature and principal focus. Okay. So, a ray parallel to the principal axis passes through the focus, and a second ray which passes through the center of curvature, it reflects back in the same direction. Where these two rays meet, their only image will form. So, what is the position of an image? Beyond the center of curvature. Beyond the center of curvature. And what is the nature of an image? As usual, real and inverted. Now next is, this is the fifth one. In this, where the object is placed at the focus. See student, object is placed at the focus. It means a ray which is parallel to the principal axis passes through the focus. And the second ray passes through the center of curvature, it reflects back in the same direction. Okay. If you will see in this ray diagram, you will find where these two rays are going to be meet. No. Okay, rays are not going to be meet. It means where the image will form? At infinity. And what is the nature of an image? It's real and inverted. And what about the size? At infinity the image is going to be formed. So the size of an image, it is highly magnified. Now next and last is where the object is placed. Object is placed between P and F. Pole and focus. Okay, object is placed between pole and focus. So, which two rays you will use to draw the ray figure or ray diagram? The laws of reflection. See, normal ray, incident ray and reflected ray. Okay, and then a ray which passes through the center of curvature, it reflects back in the same direction. Reflected back in the same direction, extended backward, and where these two rays, and then a ray which passes through the center of curvature, it reflects back in the same direction. Reflected back in the same direction, extended backward, and where these two rays meet? Behind the mirror. If image is going to be formed behind the mirror, so always the nature of that image is virtual and erect. So where the image is going to be formed? Behind the mirror. What is the nature of an image? It's virtual and erect. And what about the size? It's enlarged or magnified. Now student, I have also given a tabulate form of all these 6 ray diagram. In this, position of an object, what we have discussed, then position of an image, then size of an image, nature of an image. I have given for 5 one. Okay, so you do not confuse. One is exceptional one. It means in that the nature of an image is virtual and erect. I have given all real and inverted nature of image. Okay, so that's all student. I am going to end this video. Thank you and have a nice day.